Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with Aruba Instant On. Today's hosts are Reggie Johnson, and he is their channel systems engineer, as well as Austin Gilliam. He is their business development manager, and he will be here and at the ready to answer questions at the end along with Reggie. Reggie, thank you so much for being with us today. We greatly appreciate it. I am finished for now. Please go ahead and take it on over.
Great. Thanks a lot, Julie. Hi, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are. Great to be with you guys today. So I know a lot of you guys have seen me do a presentation on Aruba Instant On and really focus in on existing products as well as new products that we have on our offering. Today, we've got another new product that we've added to our offering. It is our Instant On AP25. Now, you notice it says here Wi-Fi 6 for SMB high performance environment. So take a guess, it's a Wi-Fi 6 access point, right? And we're going to talk a little bit more about it. So I'm going to start off with my agenda here by covering some of the basic business trends and some of the challenges and kind of how our products are actually fitting into those or helping solve those problems. I'll cover the end-to-end Instant On solution as just a refresher for you guys on some of what we had in addition to then introducing you to the AP25, and then I'll cover some basic warranty and support services that are offered with the AP25 in addition to the features and the capabilities of the product. And then after that, we'll do some Q&A. So if you look at a small business opportunity, it's continuing to grow extremely fast. You know, COVID and things like that, I feel like really accelerated our growth in the SMB space because customers realized that, you know, once we came out of that they needed to still be up to date with technology, and in some cases even more so. So you notice that this market is growing about a 7.2% year over year for this year is the expectation. And it's a $2.5 billion marketplace worldwide. Now, if you look at the US, which is in orange there, it's about $1 billion market here. So if you kind of look at the numbers, wired versus wireless, the wired total dollar amount's about double of what the wireless is, and that's the same pretty much throughout the world. But in the US, you measure $1 billion of that, about 300 to 400 million that is wireless, and then the other is wired. And what's great is we offer products in both spaces, right, to have an actual end-to-end solution. So if you look at the business challenges, you know, it's really trying to keep up with the latest technology, right? Even though you have small businesses, they still technically don't want to be behind in technology anymore. It used to be kind of a common thing. You kind of bought a generation back. Not really true anymore, even with small, medium businesses. Managing budgets efficiently. You want enhanced security concerns, so they also want the latest greatest in security. They want to be able to extend their networks if possible. We'll talk about kind of how we do that with something we have called Mesh, and I'll talk about some additional benefits you'll get with our Wi-Fi 6 meshing capability. And then being able to keep the network running with limited resources. So having a really simple platform that can be administered by almost anybody at the company. Doesn't have to be an IT specialist. So SMBs are really reinventing themselves with this technology, as I mentioned. So if you look, about 40% are ready to upgrade, and so expecting to upgrade their network and connectivity sometime by 2023 in order to meet some of the business challenges and connectivity challenges, et cetera, having the latest, greatest, be able to support the latest, greatest mobile devices that are coming out, you know, is going to require an actual hardware upgrade to their network. 83%, I've realized that actually cloud is kind of the key. So, you know, everybody's looking for either cloud applications, business applications they can use, or even being able to manage their infrastructure using the cloud. Wi-Fi 6 is really proven to be a great investment. So early on, when the Wi-Fi 6 standard was announced back in like mid 2019, right, we were really trying to pitch this as kind of a go ahead and future proof your network. You're going to get the benefits of some high efficiency, and existing clients that you have are actually going to work better, which was all true, but it was still a little bit tougher to sell. Now, what we're starting to see now is there are more and more Wi-Fi shipments, customers, and actually uh, uh, customers and partners have become a lot more comfortable with buying Wi-Fi 6 technology and really have an expectation to buy that. You can see here by the expected growth, shipments to surpass 5.2 billion by 2025, and the whole market to be worth about 105 billion by 2028. More and more smartphones are now supporting Wi-Fi 6. I just got a new smartphone. It's a Motorola Edge. It is now Wi-Fi 6 compatible. And as I mentioned, so the nice benefit there is it also works with the uh, existing technologies as well. So it doesn't only connect Wi-Fi 6 devices, right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. So why and what is Wi-Fi 6? So as I mentioned, this is our latest standard in wireless, ratified about mid-2019, but there were some products that were announced a little earlier than that, which is why you see since late 2018. Compatible with the legacy devices. So that was what I just mentioned. So it's still going to work with your ABG and existing clients that were already out there. You get some key benefits, though, with Wi-Fi 6 of additional um, throughput capability, as well as really having a more high efficient network. Now, what that means is that ability not only to connect multiple users, right? You see that OFDMA. So it's a benefit and efficiency with OFDMA by being able to support more clients, but also being able to recognize existing technologies that are out there that may require lower latency or more bandwidth, such as voice and video and unified communications and collaboration. So there's a true additional benefit to Wi-Fi 6 by it really being able to, again, form a more high efficient network. Before we had technology such as MU-MIMO, but it was actually a one directional type of technology. MU-MIMO is multi-user, multi-in, multi-out. So you've got some devices that have multiple spatial streams in order to support more bandwidth or more clients on the network. Wi-Fi 6 really takes that to another level that provides that capability both from an upload standpoint and a download standpoint, and it has that ability to recognize those applications, increasing the bandwidth as well as working for low latency applications such as augmented reality, virtual reality, and as I mentioned, unified communications. There's also another benefit with Wi-Fi 6. It's called targeted wait time. And basically what target wait time does is really help save the battery life of mobile devices. It actually does a negotiation between the access point and that end device so that that device wakes up only when it needs to speak on the network. So imagine getting a package shipped, and let's say you're told it's going to come between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Well, let's say, for example, you're really sleepy, all right, and you want to take a nap, but you have no idea when this package is going to show up. So you keep, getting up and going and check the door constantly for those 4 hours, right? Imagine you knew that that package was coming at 3:30. So you're like, okay, I got time to take an hour nap, maybe set an alarm. You wake up at 3:25 just to get yourself together, and you go to the door and you get that package, right? So you're not there's no waste there, right? There's no wasted energy of you going back and forth to the door. So that's kind of targeted wait time works that way for devices in order to extend the battery life. BSS coloring is a way to detect interference in an environment from other networks, and where devices will try to respond to perhaps another device that's on another network. Provides a way to differentiate that. So indeed, kind of saving on that interference, again, making the network more efficient. And 1024 QAM is just adding additional packets of data to that signal, right? So before it was 256 QAM with Wi-Fi 5. Now with 1024 com is actually adding more packets and hence getting more bandwidth out of the network. Um, you can see there at the moment, how's it better than Wi-Fi 5? Basically because of all those things that I just talked about. And then there's also support for WPA3, which is the latest, greatest encryption standard. We actually were supporting that on our Wi-Fi 5 products that we had from a wireless standpoint already. It was a combination of the chipset and the software, which we already were supporting on our platform. So it was an easy transition. So as we look at the instant on end-to-end networking solution, I know many of you have seen this, our cloud feature set. This is really based on us having a single pane of glass in which using our mobile application for Android or iOS devices or the cloud portal to be able to manage Aruba instant on access points, as you can see here, or switches or our managed switches actually within that single pane of glass using that application. In addition to that, about every 3 months since we've released the Instant On product, we come with new firmware updates in which we've enhanced the product with a more solid feature set. And those updates now, we've kind of changed things a little bit where you can kind of have the option to go ahead and load those updates 2 weeks ahead of time, the actual release of the update, or you can actually just allow us to take care of that and actually update it when the product's actually officially available. Common workflows, so that simplicity of configuration is basically having your access points and switches doing an automatic configuration of one. For example, setting up a network, and let's say your switches would automatically be configured after you set up your wireless network. We had a great topology view, so you can see all the instant on devices within the interface that are actually being managed and actually get more details on those devices and how they're functioning from right within that particular page. We have remote management capabilities, so whether or not you're a customer with multiple sites or perhaps a partner that's looking to manage customers, so acting more as a managed service provider, we provide that capability with our app as well. So as I mentioned, we're continuing to expand our small business portfolio. Last time I talked to you guys about a wired product that we were adding to the portfolio. This time we've added a new wireless product, which is our Instant On AP25. It is Wi-Fi 6 certified. And basically what that means, and this is very important because this is really kind of a differentiator for us, because there are a lot of vendors out there in that small, medium business space that have products available that are non-certified products at this time. Not to say they won't be, but to this time, they're not. So right now, we're one of the few vendors that actually has a Wi-Fi 6 certified product out there. And this essentially means that if there are other products out there, clients, et cetera, that are also certified products, we're guaranteed to work with those products by the standard. And that's very important because if you have a non-certified product and you're trying to work with a certified product and there are issues, you don't know exactly where those issues might be because one of those is a non-standard. So it's very important that we are Wi-Fi 6 certified. The AP25 is a 4x4x4. So it's got 4 transmitters, 4 receivers, and 4 spatial streams. So this allows us the ability to support up to 4 clients connecting directly to the access point. Then you get the benefit of the OFDMA, which allows different applications to be carried on each one of those channels, as well supporting multiple users. So a solid enhancement there with being able to support more users and more applications across the various channels there. Notice before we had our AP22, which was a 2x2x2, and that product has turned into about 50% of our sales right now. So as I said, customers have become very comfortable with kind of leading with or pitching Wi-Fi 6 access points, and we expect the same with the AP25, and again, even more capabilities because it actually has more spatial streams. So as we look at some more of the actual product highlights here, some of these I talked about. We talked about the fact that it's Wi-Fi 6. This Wi-Fi 6 was also traditionally referred to as 802.11ax. You're up to 4 spatial streams I talk about, and that's on both radios. I need to point that out because initially what you had was um, a 2.4, the 2.4 radio and a 5 gigahertz radio. In reference to Wi-Fi 5, technically you could not have the same level of functionality. So technically Wi-Fi 5 didn't support the 2.4 gigahertz space, so you didn't get that increase of speed. Here with Wi-Fi 6, the enhancement was on both the 2.4 gigahertz radio as well as the 5 gigahertz radio. This product also has a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet uplink port on it. So again, you're talking about a higher bandwidth access point. That means potentially you need more than a gigabit connection to connect that device to if you got all these wireless users coming into this product. And it actually has support for potentially more than a gigabit. 160 megahertz is the largest channel, and that is capable in Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 5. I'm going to stop off at 80 megahertz. The 160 megahertz kind of gets you out of some interference streams, as well as allows for additional bandwidth as it's a wider channel. Now, one of the things that we're doing with our Instant On product is we'll support meshing to another Wi-Fi 6 device. So if I had an AP25 and an AP22, and that AP22 was plugged in the power and formed a wireless connection back to the AP25 as an uplink put to the rest of the network, we can do that over 160 megahertz channel. And that's a unique differentiator for us. So now they've got more bandwidth for all those users that may be connected to that AP22 in order to extend that network. We talked about the Wi-Fi 6 certification, and again, simple cloud management via the either the app or the web portal using your browser. In expanding the portfolio, you can see the various products there and kind of the multi-in, multi-out, how many spatial streams each one has, as well as the number of active clients supported. And then this is another place where the AP25 stands out. So notice there's support for over 100 active devices on the network. If you look at the ideal deployments, I'll talk a little bit more about that, which are gaming, hospitality, and professional offices. So you think about the need for support from multiple applications and high bandwidth type scenarios, low latency applications. The AP25 is going to be a great fit. So I think about in my particular area, there are a lot of places where they've got these gaming suites like within like strip mall areas, and they have a room. I think this is an ideal product for that type of space because of the bandwidth, low latency support for those types of applications. The hospitality space, you think about a hotel, well, maybe you've got something like an AP11D, which is a little access point that can be mounted on the wall in the rooms, but perhaps in the area such as a reception area or the breakfast area where you have a large number of users, this might be the ideal space to have an AP25, right? And these products can all still work together, all in the same space. And then you've got professional offices, of course, where they're doing interactive voice and video collaboration with all the tools that they have, as well as support for multiple applications. Ideal fit for the AP25 as well. So you think about high tech areas, you know, they're definitely going to want something like this. So there are a couple of different ways in purchasing this product. It can be purchased. So there's a bundle box, which actually includes the access point. You get a mounting bracket that comes with it. And by the way, it's the same bracket that we've got with other products within the portfolio, such as the AP15, et cetera. So if you're replacing that, you know, you would simply just take it down, and technically you could just connect the AP25 right up into that space. There's a Ethernet cable included, and that's just the primary basic purchases you have, assuming that you've got it, assuming that you've actually got a PoE switch. If you don't, this is the perfect bundle for that that's being shown here, in which you've also got a 12-volt AP, 12 AC power adapter or power adapter in the box. So it also might want to be a situation where you're connecting to a switch that that doesn't have PoE, or perhaps you're just simply meshing that AP to other wired APs that are already in the network. There's also a special flush mount with the nice aesthetic design. Essentially, this is just to really not show the guts of the AP, right? As you've got it hanging, perhaps you got a lower ceiling, maybe a 9-foot ceiling. So this is an additional purchase along with the access point. It's an additional purchase that will actually cover up all of that and make it look a lot nicer if you think about a retail space or even perhaps for a home environment. And you can see the various products there. So there's just the basic access point along with the product SKU for that. And there's the option for the power supply. And then, as I mentioned, the flush mount sleeve is actually an additional purchasing option. The Aruba Instant On access points have a great warranty, and it's a 2-year warranty, and that is actually a lot more than you typically get from my competitors in this space. You get phone support for the first 90 days after the warranty. There's also chat support for the entire warranty period, and you can get next business day replacement. That's actually limited with this for like the first 30 days, so you can get advanced replacement after that. In order to continue that, you need an upgrade, and I'll talk about that shortly. And then all the software updates and all that are included for free. And this is with the same across all the access points within the product line. So you can see in this example here, so I've got the warranties actually designated on the left and kind of what you get with the warranty with some of the specifics there. If you, and my recommendation is always to customers and partners, is that they buy the 3 or 5 year support, because what that does is that provides an enhancement on the next business day delivery as well as the phone support. So now you get 24/7, 365 phone support, and you get true next business day delivery. Before, it's actually a next business day ship under the warranty, and you only get to 24/7 phone support under the warranty for the first 90 days. And you can see down below there the options. It's the exact same SKUs, whether or not it's 3-year or 5-year for all of the access. So with Instant On, what you really get is you get a true brand promise that we provide with our Instant On product, of that simplicity by the simple setup using a mobile application or the cloud-based portal in order to manage and actually install and configure these devices. We've got solid built-in security as a part of the Instant On platform. There's no requirement to buy any additional devices. We can actually filter various types of traffic from various networks that you have. We can actually do access control list on both the wired and the wireless to allow connectivity specific parts of the network, as well as all part of the platform. I talked about WPA3. That's something that we support on all of the Aruba Instant On access points. Extraordinary performance with Wi-Fi 6, we talked about as the latest, greatest option that's out there. There are no hidden fees with Aruba Instant On, so there's no subscription fees, no licensing fees, which provides a better total cost of ownership. So it's just a simple one-time only hardware cost. That's it with us. And then this is all coming from a trusted vendor. So Aruba was obviously recognized as a leader in the wireless and wired space from an enterprise perspective. We basically took a lot of those same features and functionality and developed superior hardware with our Aruba Instant On product. And then, of course, we've got outstanding support. There's not only just an online community. Again, with Instant On, there's the ability to actually get somebody actually on the phone for support as well. So with that, I'm I'm going to hand it back to you, Julie. That pretty much covers everything I want to cover, unless you got any questions.
Thank you very much, Reggie, for that wonderful presentation. And of course, I've got questions for you. Let's get started with the first one. Here we go. Is the AP25 the only access point by Aruba with Wi-Fi 6?
No, we also have the AP22 as well. The AP22 is a 2x2 by 2. So it's 2 transmitters, 2 receivers, 2 spatial streams. The AP25 is a 4x4x4. So support more clients, you know.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I think you just answered this next question about fees, but this question says, are there any monthly fees for Aruba's management app?
No monthly fees, no subscription fees whatsoever, just the hardware cost.
Great, thank you very much. Next question here for you. Regarding the AP25, let's see, it says AP25 supports MIMO. Will it simultaneously use Wi-Fi 5 and 6 on all connected devices?
Yeah, so I think what they're asking about is the backwards compatibility capability, and yeah, you'll get the capability of the device that you have connected to the network. So if I've got a Wi-Fi 5 device, or I should just say it's the other way around. If I have a Wi-Fi 6 device and a Wi-Fi 5 device connects to that same network or that same access point, it doesn't mean that I get dumbed down with my Wi-Fi 6 device to only the functionality of the Wi-Fi 5 device. You actually get the benefits of the device that you actually have as a user.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Reggie. Next question here. By any chance, regarding your stock level, do you anticipate any difficulties in the near future?
I guess, Reggie, maybe that's a question I should take.
Yeah, I was going to default to you. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks for the question. So for the Wi-Fi 6 devices, we placed a lot of focus and investment on those from our executive leadership in terms of supply chain and availability of those solutions. So as of today, we have full availability of the AP22 and the AP25. So both Wi-Fi 6 devices, and for the foreseeable future, we do not see any significant constraints. That being said, sometimes it does take a while for the product to ship from distribution to you via the channel. And as always, this can change without notice. So, as we've seen over the course of the last year plus, supply chain can be unpredictable and things can always change. But as of today, there is full availability on the AP25 and the AP22.
Thanks, Austin. Glad you were here.
Thank you very much, Austin and Reggie. Thank you for that. I know that was kind of a different question, but there it was. Thank you. Anyway, here we go. Next question. Will your AP25 support 2FA? If yes, is it via SMS? Or like Google Authenticator, excuse me.
Right. So on the individual device, no, but we do support two-factor authentication on the actual application itself. So to manage the platform, I use Google Authenticator. That's the one I use. So as far as I know, that's what's required. But you will use that, and you can enable it or disable it for the actual application itself that you're logging into to manage the various sites.
Thank you very much, Reggie. Next question here for you. Is the 48-port managed PoE switches readily available in the U.S.?
I'll take that one as well. So we have quite a few different 48-port PoE. There's the 1930 and the 1960 models. It depends on the switch family. So the 1930s have seen significant constraints. Unfortunately, it is our most popular switch family, and they have been constrained for quite some time. We have promise from our leadership that like I mentioned before, that we should start to see supply continue to trickle in, but to trickle in at a faster rate than we've seen. So for example, we're in our Q4 right now, and in our Q4, the last 2 months, so we're in September, going in October is the end of our Q4. So in September and October, we should see as much availability as we saw in the entirety of our Q2 and Q3. So a significant influx. That being said, there are certain products that are more constrained, and the 1930 48 port PoE models are one of those models that have significant constraint. The 1960 has better availability, and you should see more availability on that model now and in the future. The 1930, though, I would just say you're going to have to continue to be patient, unfortunately, as those are still they're shipping, but they're shipping in very small amounts on a pretty regular basis, and we expect to see that continued constraint with improvements through fiscal 2023. Kind of the get well date right now, we're hoping would be middle of next year. So that is in full candor where we stand today.
Thank you very much, Austin. Appreciate that. Next question here for you. How does support work? Can you touch base again about how we would contact you, your website, maybe what phone number we can reach out to for tech support, customer service support, all of that?
Yeah, sure. So there are a couple of ways to get in contact with support. So we actually have a within the app, there's a help section within the actual application that you can just simply click on that, and all that information is there. There are a couple of things also listed here on the screen as well. So if you just want to start to try to help yourself first, there's community.instanton.com that you can go to and ask some questions there. Perhaps you can find some information there to help you solve your problem or figure out what you're trying to do or what you want to do on the platform. And then there's arubainstanton.com/support that you can simply go to that web page, and essentially it's the same information that you'll see by clicking on the help within the actual application. Anything
Reggie,
you want to add to that, Austin?
No, I think that was great.
Please continue, Reggie.
I'm all set, Julie.
Okay, terrific, Reggie. Thank you so much, and thank you to Austin for answering all of those questions for us today. And also thank you to everyone attending. If you have any further questions, of course, please feel free to contact your sales rep, or you can email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view the products mentioned or shown today, please visit us at www.microcom.us. And remember, this webinar presentation has been recorded and will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel, so all of you can view it again. Everybody, thank you again so much for being with us today. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Until next time, bye-bye, Reggie. Bye-bye, Austin.
Bye, Julie. Thanks all. Have a great day.